By 1944, World War II had already become the deadliest conflict in human history. Nazi Germany still controlled enormous territory across Europe despite years of brutal fighting. Adolf Hitler's armies had conquered nation after nation using speed, surprise, and overwhelming military force. Even after suffering major defeats in places like Stalingrad, Germany remained extremely dangerous. Millions of German soldiers continued defending occupied Europe, while Hitler ordered massive defensive fortifications along the Atlantic coast. Beaches were mined, bunkers covered the shoreline. Machine gun nests pointed toward the sea. Anti-tank barriers filled the beaches. Hitler believed any Allied invasion would end in disaster. He called it Fortress Europe. And for years, many believed he might be right. But across the Atlantic Ocean, the United States was becoming a military and industrial giant unlike anything the world had ever seen. Pearl Harbor had transformed America completely. Factories operated day and night, shipyards launched destroyers, aircraft carriers, and transport ships at incredible speed. Thousands of bombers rolled from assembly lines, while millions of American soldiers trained for war. The United States was no longer simply helping the Allies survive. America was preparing to help liberate Europe itself. And the man chosen to coordinate this enormous effort was General Dwight D. Eisenhower. Calm, disciplined, and respected by Allied leaders, Eisenhower understood something critical. Defeating Nazi Germany would require far more than courage alone. It would require logistics, deception, intelligence, timing, coordination, and overwhelming industrial power. The coming invasion would become the largest military operation in history. The strategy to crush Nazi Germany did not begin on the beaches of Normandy. It began months earlier with one of the greatest deception campaigns ever attempted during war. Allied commanders understood that surprise would be essential. If Germany concentrated its full military strength at the invasion point, the attack could fail catastrophically. So the Allies created an enormous operation designed to trick Hitler into believing the invasion would happen somewhere else. This deception became known as Operation Fortitude. Fake armies appeared across southeastern England. Inflatable tanks covered fields. Wooden aircraft sat near fake air bases. Radio operators transmitted thousands of false military communications designed to convince German intelligence that a massive Allied force was preparing to invade at Pas-de-Calais rather than Normandy. Even fake generals were used as part of the deception. One of America's most feared commanders, General George Patton, was publicly associated with these fake invasion forces because the Germans respected and feared him so much. Hitler watched carefully, and slowly the deception worked. While Germany focused attention on the wrong location, the real invasion force gathered secretly for the largest amphibious assault in human history. Thousands of Allied ships assembled across southern England. American, British, and Canadian soldiers prepared for an operation many knew they might not survive. Weapons were checked repeatedly, maps were studied. Paratroopers memorized objectives behind enemy lines. Pilots prepared aircraft. Naval commanders coordinated massive fleets. Every detail mattered because failure would not simply cost lives. Failure could extend the war for years. Eisenhower himself carried the enormous weight of responsibility. In private, he even prepared a statement accepting full blame in case the invasion failed. That is how uncertain the situation truly was. Then came June 6, 1944, D-Day. Before sunrise, thousands of Allied paratroopers dropped behind enemy lines across France. Many landed far from intended positions due to darkness, anti-aircraft fire, and confusion. Yet despite chaos, American airborne troops disrupted German communications, captured bridges, and created confusion deep behind enemy defenses. Soon afterward, the largest invasion fleet ever assembled crossed the English Channel toward the beaches of Normandy. More than 150,000 Allied troops approached the coast under gray skies and heavy tension. For many soldiers inside landing craft, fear was overwhelming. They knew machine guns, artillery, and mines waited ahead. Some wrote final letters home before boarding ships. Others sat silently, staring toward France. Then the ramps dropped. At Omaha Beach, American soldiers faced devastating enemy fire almost immediately. Machine guns tore through landing craft. Explosions filled the water. Many soldiers drowned under the weight of heavy equipment before even reaching shore. Others fought desperately behind obstacles and seawalls while bullets ripped through the sand around them. Entire units suffered catastrophic losses within minutes. Yet despite confusion, fear, and enormous casualties, American troops kept moving forward. Small groups of soldiers began breaking through German defenses, one position at a time. Leadership emerged under chaos. Engineers cleared obstacles. Rangers climbed cliffs under enemy fire. Naval bombardments struck German positions. Slowly, the impossible began becoming reality. The Allies were establishing a foothold inside occupied Europe. One of the greatest reasons the invasion succeeded was because Hitler never fully realized Normandy was the real target till it was too late. Even after D-Day began, German commanders hesitated. Many still believed the main invasion would happen elsewhere because Operation Fortitude had worked so effectively. Hitler delayed releasing armored divisions that could have launched immediate counterattacks. Critical time was lost. By the time Germany reacted fully, Allied forces had already secured beachheads and begun pouring soldiers, tanks, vehicles, fuel, and supplies into France. The strategy worked exactly as Eisenhower and Allied planners hoped. Germany had been deceived, overwhelmed, and strategically paralyzed during the most important invasion of the war. But defeating Nazi Germany required more than one successful landing. America's industrial power now became unstoppable. Across Europe, Allied bombers continued destroying railroads, fuel depots, factories, and communication networks. American logistics supplied enormous armies moving through France and Belgium toward Germany itself. While Germany struggled with fuel shortages, damaged infrastructure, and constant bombing, American factories continued producing tanks, aircraft, ammunition, and supplies at astonishing speed. Every destroyed Allied vehicle could often be replaced quickly. Germany no longer possessed that advantage. Hitler had underestimated what American production could achieve during total war. As Allied armies advanced deeper into Europe, Nazi Germany slowly began collapsing under pressure from every direction. Soviet forces pushed from the east, while American, British, and Canadian armies advanced from the west. German troops faced impossible conditions, fuel shortages, crippled tanks and aircraft. Bombing raids devastated industry. Reinforcements became harder to replace. Hitler's dream of a 1,000-year Reich was collapsing only years after appearing unstoppable. And at the center of the Allied strategy stood something Germany could never truly match: coordination. The United States and its allies combined intelligence, logistics, deception, industrial power, air superiority, naval strength, and overwhelming manpower into a unified military strategy unlike anything the world had ever seen before. It was not only brute force that crushed Nazi Germany, it was organization, planning, adaptation, innovation. America's ability to unite massive resources into one coordinated war effort became one of the decisive factors behind Allied victory. By 1945, Allied armies crossed into Germany itself. Cities burned, Nazi defenses collapsed, millions fled westward, while the Third Reich disintegrated under relentless pressure. Adolf Hitler, once convinced Europe belonged to him forever, hid underground inside his Berlin bunker, while Soviet and Allied forces closed in from all sides. The empire built through fear, conquest, and violence had finally been broken. So what strategy crushed Nazi Germany? It was not one single battle, not one single general, not one single weapon. It was the combination of American industrial power, Allied cooperation, military deception, strategic bombing, intelligence operations, logistics, and overwhelming determination. And perhaps most importantly, it was the moment the United States transformed from a distant observer into the driving force behind the liberation of Europe. Because once America fully entered the war, Nazi Germany's defeat became only a matter of time.